Hey everybody, we just had another amazing interview with Debbie Johnson, and man, the way that she brings in information and readings and her patience and grace is just second to none. And as beautiful as the call was, there were some technical challenges that were showing up that I talk about a little bit later in the call. And I want to invite you to listen and to sit with patience through some of the technical issues that were coming up, because there was a purpose that was being illuminated that you'll find a little bit later on. And then as we get into Debbie's special offer, which includes a personal session with her, which I highly recommend at a special price, that y'all take advantage of that. Listen, turn your volume up. I may be a little loud in some aspects and Debbie a little low, but again, a lot of the wisdom that was being shared and the energy that was coming through was off the charts relevant, and really inviting us into that space that we're accessing to in a different way. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to have Debbie back on, hopefully soon. We're going to try to coordinate dates to have her back for another Q&A. So warm up with this one, schedule your session with Debbie. There's some audio recordings in the special offer also that are phenomenal to facilitate, again, the grace and the ease that's wanting to come through for all of us. And navigate through this call, and I promise you it'll be worth it. And again, we'll get on board, we'll coordinate with Debbie, and we'll go on a pure live Q&A. So y'all are going to want to show up for that with no doubt, because Debbie will be reading into a little bit more of the energy and take your personal questions. So again, thank you all so much for being part of this community, for your patience in all of this. But again, I get that there's a message in this. And again, I shared that on the call, and Debbie, again, adds her wisdom and even amplifies that even more as we go through tonight's very special call on Beyond the Ordinary. Thank y'all. Hello everybody, and welcome to today's so special edition of Beyond the Ordinary show. This is the first time that Debbie and I have been on video together in a Zoom call. Were we in a Zoom call before? It looked differently.
Different, but this is our this is a new beginning.
This feels so different. What's the difference this time? What is it? Something shifted.
Energy,
Maybe the energy. Wow, why am I thinking this is the first time? So weird. And for me also, it's like how we're recreating in the present moment. So even those things in the past, we bring forward what's resonant and what's vibrating us up, and then those other things we initiate through, we graduate through. There's like new openings and new beginnings, and again, that impetus of love and expansion and joy and whatever's in that is what remains. So how amazing. Y'all, this is going to be an amazing call today as we go forward. And April, do me a favor, will you check the links? I'm seeing that there's 3 people on the line today. And I know that's not right. So let's find out what's happening here and make sure that everybody has access. So we're going to play around here for just a little bit and make sure that everybody can get in, because I know that ain't right. So we'll see what's happening here. And we get to see Debbie's new surroundings and the colors that you have in the lighting. Amazing. Of course, we're 6 hours difference. You're in Miami.
Miami, yeah. We're at sunset. It's just about sunset.
And I'm at 2 o'clock in the afternoon over here. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's early. It's a little bit different energy.
Yeah.
So we'll open up. And again, as April's checking that, Debbie, let's get into conversation, and we'll just trust that everybody's going to receive what they're here to receive. If y'all are listening to the replay or just barely getting on and haven't worked with Debbie before, she's absolutely amazing. The way that she connects to her guides, to her angels, the communication that she has, and this non-biased way that she translates that information for us is just, I want to call it magical. And it truly is. And I've had a big question come up for me on how to work with someone that was coming up, and I reached out for Debbie, and she so graciously reached out to me, and it was just so confirming, and what I was trusting in my heart just expanded even more, because sometimes even just that confirmation of what we're feeling is huge for us to be able to step forward and with maybe a confidence, like an extra step to dive in into a little bit deeper end of the pool that's accessible to us, that our guides are directing us to. But because of our past experiences, because of our humanness, we can tend to be a little trepidatious about it. So again, Debbie's way of reading the field and guiding and leading us during pivotal times or even the gradual times in our lives has been magical for me. And I know many of y'all who have had private sessions with Debbie would attest to that as well. So again, it's amazing. See more people joining us, Debbie. So something is working now, which is great. And we'll continue opening up. Now, on today's call, Debbie is going to open up to Q&A as well. So if you want to ask your personal question, take advantage of it. And you can type your question into the Q&A box, into the chat box, or you can raise your hand. And to do that, just go back to the bottom of the video. There's a panelist section. And in that section, it'll allow you to raise your hand. And April is now telling us that it should be all good now. The link wasn't working. So hopefully y'all are joining us now. I'm sure you are. And we'll get started here. So Debbie, you told me when we got on the call that you've been getting a lot of guidance regarding several things of interest for us at this time. And let's just dive in. What have you been, you said, well, you tell us. There's like technology things, probably things that are happening with our ascension and how we can navigate all of it.
Yeah, the angels have been showing me, I guess, through my experientially, through myself and through clients, these our sensitivity is higher right now. We're more sensitive. So we're feeling more, we're sensing more, but also the technology's increased. So 5G stronger, it's affecting our field. That's like radiation. It's a level of radiation. So highly sensitive people, radiation, that's not a good mix. So I just want to say that we're probably feeling that even more than we're used to. And angels have guided me, and to mention it today, to maybe withhold or hold back on x-rays or ask the angels for extra protection if you're doing some kind of an x-ray procedure or going through the airport terminal, the TSA, ask the angels to protect us more vibrationally as we're getting extra radiation. Our radiation level, what we're getting exposed to, is higher. And for sensitive people, it can make your immune system just go way down. So my guidance was to share that because if you're going to go and do a bunch of dental X-rays, maybe hold off a little bit until your body, you feel really healthy to do that. Or if you're feeling like tired, I would wait and do it when you feel really healthy or you feel really energetic, instead of doing it when you're feeling tired or I have to do this doctor procedure. I'm holding off on some of mine until I feel in my intuition that it's a good time. And I just wanted to share that our intuition will also guide us. Like, is it a good time?
What would make it a good time? Because this radiation, it's going to persist. It's not going to stop. Are we acclimating it to vibrationally? Or are we, what's affecting it and how can we be of this world but not of it, right? How can we function through this?
Great question. I love it because you can. And that's why I was saying when it's time, your consciousness will be high enough where it's not affecting you. So a lot of meditation, a lot of prayer, using a lot of, being really centered inside before you go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good place to be, or, you feel really strong spiritually. So the angels have also relayed that our consciousness can outweigh it, but we have to really work on it and keep our spirituality vibration high.
Mm,
Absolutely possible to raise our consciousness high above it.
that makes sense. And what I see in it also, Debbie, is that we raise above it, but again, we're beautifully imperfectly human. So as we raise high, and it's wonderful, there's times that we'll dip. We'll go through the navigations. There's different times where different things will peak around the world that we pick up on, whether it's ours or not. So, and then there's times like, for example, you'll get called in to help someone or to be in a collective energy and to help provide a platform for that consciousness to rise collectively as well. But it can compromise our system. So it's not about us always necessarily, and perhaps it will be. But my experience is that most people, as they elevate their consciousness, that there is that wave that we get to ride through it as well. And sometimes we're more compromised to those things than others. And it can be very little. Again, we can diminish it, but it doesn't have to lead that we're always having to be a fear of those energies, of the byproduct of what's been artificially produced to facilitate this world that we live in.
Absolutely. So, yeah, to add to that, if you're feeling tired, if you're not, if you feel like, oh, I didn't eat enough today, I'm hungry, I would withhold from doing like another radiation, procedure. I would wait until you felt physically strong and spiritually really centered. Those are the two things I would put together. And in the same way, energy, our auric field lowers if we're hungry, if we're tired, if we're in fear, our aura field lowers. So the angels are even talking about if you build your aura, it actually helps against these things. But if
Nice.
we feel our aura's lower and we're feeling a little down or not strong, it can actually we're more susceptible.
Yeah, that makes sense. Debbie, can you do me a favor? A couple of people are writing in saying that they can barely hear you. I can hear you fine. If
Okay.
y'all are if y'all are having a little bit of an issue hearing, check your computer settings also and see if you can turn up your volume. Because
All right. Let me.
Debbie's
How about?
coming in clear for me.
Okay. Let me try. Sorry, guys. Thank you for letting me know. Let me see if I can do a little volume thing on the
And again, I can hear you fine though, so it's a combination of
computer.
both. Um,
Yeah, it's all the way up. So I hope everyone can hear me now. Is that any better? Anyone who couldn't hear?
we'll
Is that
type it in and see what happens. Um, so we'll continue here. And they
a
said
little better?
a little better.
Let me try this. Any better? Okay, better.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll play with it.
Awesome.
I'm loud and you're soft. That's a first.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
Me never loud. That's funny. What are the angels or what's your guidance around the different things that we can do to help our bodies, to help our auric fields during these times?
I love salt. I think salt baths are so important. The ocean, if you're not near the ocean, salt baths, salt lamps, EMF protection, black tourmaline. I have a big piece right here. I'll show you guys. This is awesome for, it's a crystal for EMF protection and also preventing dark energy. So I have it right on my desk. It's great.
When you said you had the big piece, you weren't messing around. You have a big piece.
Oh yeah, I'm like, what's the biggest one? I'll take that. Works great. And you can wear it. They make little, jewelry out of it. It's great to wear.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm finding I'm needing to drink more water. I noticed that I wasn't aware of it. It's like it's I was going throughout my day, then I made the conscious decision to, I can't say force myself, but to really show up for myself and to hydrate and all. And it's made such a huge difference in
Mm.
my energy levels, in my connection of being centered, and my ability to process mental functions, and to not be so at the beck and calling of the circumstances of the collective, right? And so being in water, and again, nature, an immersion in nature. So we can go out and go for short walks. But for me, really going in deep, going out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, even 3 hours, and allowing that circadian rhythm to catch up was something that it's helped me tremendously.
Oh yeah, nature is like the opposite of this. So nature is our healer. You know, if you can get in nature, it's even better. Absolutely. And I feel like we can also really take care of our spirit by not, you know, being really like, that's too much for me. Like being really honest with yourself, you know, about what's good for you, what's not good for you. Saying no when something is not good for you. Being really honest with yourself, and self-care, self-love, self-care helps with all that too.
Right. Debbie, what's come up for me a lot also, not a lot, but it came in very strongly for me, and more so last week, it really popped up in my consciousness. And I'm curious what your take is on it. But it came in how important it is for me, at least for me, to be aware of the darkness that's trying to manipulate, to actually step in and acknowledge that there are forces at play, regardless of where they come from, that would tend to manipulate our field, tend to manipulate our attention, tend to manipulate an outcome that would not be organically what we would choose.
Mm, absolutely. And the same thing, keeping yourself well nourished, you know, taking care of your immune system makes you more aware of your third eye and picking all that up. You're you know, more sensitive to it. So it really does help. I think the more you're sensitive to energy, you're in better physical shape, or you're more, you know, centered. Same thing as preventing radiation can also prevent low energy from coming in, and the angels will get in there even if the fear voices are louder or the dark voices are louder. They'll get in just enough if we're taking good care and self-care.
So it's meeting in that resonance. That makes sense. Makes sense. There's so much coming through, Debbie, and I'm guided to start going into the Q&A. I get that there's so much that's going to be answered through there. So as we go into Q&A, y'all, if you want to raise your hand and ask your question live, click on the panelist box at the bottom of the video screen and raise your hand from there, or type your question into the Q&A or chat box, and we'll take questions from there as well. And as you're experiencing some of the Q&A, we'll go through the special offer in a little bit, but of course, as always, it includes a opportunity to work with Debbie one-on-one in private session. And I'm sure there's some other fantastic things that are included, but we'll review that in a little bit. But for those of y'all who are sure that you want that session with Debbie, and again, I highly recommend that. I'm buying another one. It's get in the books, and if you purchase it now, you'll be able to probably schedule sooner rather than later. And it's with that. Let me go ahead and go to our first live caller. And Kathy, you've been so patient and communicating on here from the beginning with us. So I'm going to make you a panelist. And once you're on there, I will ask that, Kathy, if you'll unmute yourself and start your video. And we'll give you a second just to do that. Technology's been interesting today.
I know.
Hey, Kathy. And Kathy, we can't hear you.
She might be muted.
Well, I don't see her I don't see your microphone up there, Kathy. Do you have headphones that you can plug in, perhaps? And as you're waiting to figure that out, Kathy, I'm going to turn off your video for a second, and I'll come back to you. So I'm going to keep you as a panelist and try to find your mute, unmute buttons, and we'll come back. So let's go to another caller. Let's go to Amanda now. And we'll wait for Amanda to come on.
Hello.
Hi, Amanda. Or wait, is that
Hi.
Kathy?
Nope, this is Amanda.
Okay. Hi, Amanda.
Hi. I'm getting the hang of this. Just so you know, I was actually holding on the other phone line and it just kept playing. So I thought, okay, maybe you're on Zoom. So there might be other people that might have had the same issue. But thank you. My question is I guess is there anything in particular that you can come up that I need to know about?
Okay. Hi, Amanda. Thanks so much.
Hi.
I just heard this from heaven, a loved one. He said, don't go. So I feel like there's some where you're thinking about going or doing, and they just said, don't go. This is a loved one in heaven. It's not the right time. So you might even be feeling that inside about not going yet. I just heard, don't go. Does that make sense?
Not right now because I'm not planning on going anywhere or doing anything.
It could also be don't go to like something you don't want to go to or you don't want to be involved in. Angels are kind of already telling you inside your heart it's not a good idea. I'm just gonna add to that. Like John was saying,
Okay.
I'm gonna add to it the feeling like maybe it's not a good time to go or not go. You've got a
Okay.
loved one in heaven who's like a guardian angel who's saying it's not a good idea.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, yeah. Is there a car trip you're doing?
Nope, I'm not. Yeah, we're not going anywhere or doing anything. We're just sort of stuck at home working every day.
Okay, then
So,
stay put. Then you're doing it all right. It's not time to do anything. That may be
okay.
that may be it too. You'll know.
Okay. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
calling in. And
Amanda.
yeah, Amanda, pay attention. Pay attention. Debbie, I remember about a year and a half ago, you told me that there was a move coming up for me and that you saw this thing happening in Northern California and it felt like it wasn't good for me to stay there. Like it was going to spread. It was going to spread like wildfire. It's like, I wonder if it's fires. And it's like, I don't know what it is, but something's happening. And the move happened. I didn't stay, and the pandemic happened not too far afterwards, and that's what seemed to spread like wildfire. And it's so resonant, and that still sticks with me. It's like, no, you need to go. It's better for your body. It's better for your environment. And when what I was going through, my experiences over the last year were so tangible and so visceral. So what you had been explained, what you had read for me, and what had come up was so on point. And I share this with everybody because Debbie will share it. It may not seem like it's appropriate. It doesn't necessarily hit, but as you pay attention and really pay attention to the subtle cues, the relevance may come in a couple of days even after the reading. And that's been experienced several times with you, Debbie. So it's pretty amazing. All right. Kathy, let me see. Let's get you on. I see that you have a microphone now, so let's get you to unmute.
Okay, is that working?
That's working. And turn on your video if you get a chance.
Yeah, well, it's different. Whatever's going on here.
Well, that's all right. Why don't you go ahead and ask your question?
We can hear you.
She dropped off. Or technology today. It's not Mercury retrograde today, is it?
No, it's energy. There's a lot of energy. The higher the vibration, the more the technology feels it. It's harder.
Yep. All right, let's go to Ashley. I've promoted you to panelist.
Hi, Ashley.
And Ashley, just unmute yourself. Click on the screen at the bottom, unmute, and start your video, and you'll come on. Ashley, you did it for a second, and then you disappeared again. Well, Debbie,
I
so interesting.
I know, I know. I think, okay, first of all, John, we got a ton of loved ones here. So there are a lot of loved ones here, and a lot of times my phone won't record during a call. The technology just goes haywire. So I have it'll settle. It'll settle once people. I feel like it's going to settle soon.
I felt it also. Ashley, you've unmuted and remuted yourself 4 different times. Let's try it one more time. And if not, I'll just move on to the next caller. There you are. Hi, Ashley.
Hi. Yay, hi. Oh, so great to see you both. Thank you so very much. Debbie, I was just wondering, you just said something which was fantastic, and that is about the vibration. I have been buzzing for like 3 days. I mean, hands, feet, body. It's really strange. Just wondering if that might be what you're talking about.
Well, that's your sensitivity increasing. So if you're feeling it physically, so
Yes.
some people might feel it different ways. You're feeling it physically. So pay attention to body sensations. It could mean different things, like if your body changes sensation. So if it's buzzing right now, you probably have a visitor. Did it just start?
You know what, more so today, but I've been doing a lot of sort of body work and self-care stuff too, but I usually do. It's just been probably the last 3 days it's been building, but today it's like, boom, just powerful.
There's a male loved one who's around you right now. Have you been thinking about a male who crossed for the past 3 days, or has someone popped in your head that crossed over?
Yeah, I've got 2 friends that passed last year, my best friend, Harvey, and another dear friend, Steve.
A male, both male?
Yes.
Okay, there's a male. I don't know which one it is yet. A little bit heavier, on the heavier side.
That would be Steve.
Mm.
With you, and I just got really hot. Okay, so he's been with you, and he's crossed your auric field. So when a loved one crosses your auric field, first thing is you'll think of them. That means they're within 8 feet of you.
Okay.
Next thing that'll happen is your sensation. So the fact that you got a physical sensation from it, that's going to tell you next time he visits.
Oh, cool. So for the last 3 days, he's been like knocking on my door.
He's around. He's around, and he has a birthday gift in his hand.
Oh, interesting. My birthday's not till March, but I'll take an early gift.
Is it his birthday or someone else you guys know?
You know what? I'm not too sure about his birthday. I'm just trying to remember. I don't recall, no, but it could be.
Might be someone you know or someone you both knew. You'll
Yeah.
hear about it, but he's with you and with a big hug. He's in a very high vibration. He has peace and he's happy.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. Does he have any messages, or are there any messages from the angels?
He says he's showing me the color blue, so I can't see your video, but is there some blue there or something blue in the room right near you?
Okay.
A blue object. He's near something blue.
Oh, well, on my screen it says allow or don't allow, and it's a blue box that says allow.
He's close enough to see blue near you.
Okay, so that might be it, the blue on the computer. Yeah.
Ashley, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a yellow shirt and black shorts.
Interesting. Okay. It's not a blue that you're wearing. I get that it's something that's on you. That's so interesting, Debbie.
Is there something on, maybe there's a little like pattern or something else on the shirt?
Nothing, no.
And no necklace that's blue, because I when you said it, Debbie, I still feel it. There's interesting. Yeah, it's like right there.
Okay, I've got a silver necklace, which I suppose could be looked at as blue. Yeah.
No. Anyway.
Anyway, that's weird. I've also tried to get my video on so I could say hi to you both. But anyways, it's all good. But thank you so much. I don't want to take up, what's that?
Just came on. Hi.
Yay. So I'm wearing now, like I said, I'm just trying to, the only thing I've got is that little blue thing that, and then my picture came up. So that's pretty cool as well.
All right, it might be that. He was close enough to see it if that's really close to you. He's there.
Okay, cool, cool. All right, so just it was just to say hello to me, and I'm happy about that. I'm glad. Yeah, he it was a sudden passing and unexpected for all of us, the way he chose, and so my heart has been thinking of him for sure.
Well, Ashley, before you hang up, Debbie, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How can Ashley practice connecting with him directly? Because he's obviously there. So how can she become more conscious of that two-way communication that's possible?
So the first thing you could do, if you feel that sensation, Ashley, like the tingling in your body, or you feel like there's a shift in your heightened awareness in your physical sensation. Okay, I know someone's here, angels. Who is it? And the first thing you get, or if you don't get anything, it'll pop in when you're not thinking. That's how you'll know who it is. And then you can start communicating the same way. How are you? And just wait to see what pops in your consciousness. You're not thinking about it. It just kind of pops in. You might be doing dishes and hear it.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I thought it was a 5G because we're starting in our city with it all, and I'm very sensitive to energy. So I was wondering if it was that, or if it was my dad or my friend, my best friend who passed away, or if it was this fellow. Yeah, I wasn't too sure what was going on.
The 5G on an ultra sensitive person or highly sensitive person is not going to feel that great.
It's not. Why I have a necklace that's trying to mitigate some of that, right?
So
Yeah.
it might be working. That what you're feeling felt too high vibration. It felt good.
Yeah. Good. Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you both. I'm just so grateful for you, Debbie. We've had readings before. I'm in Calgary in Canada, and it's very hot and humid here. Yeah, so it's really super hot today, like hot, but it's all good. So thank
Thanks,
you.
Ashley.
Bless you all.
Bless you too.
Enjoy. Cheers.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to another question. I have Rosemary has written in, and Rosemary writes, I've been thinking of moving again from New Mexico to Salt Lake City. What does my angelic entourage have to say?
I heard very loud yes, and I heard March. It was so loud in my head. Yes and March. So she probably feels that she has to go, but wondering when, and they said March. That might be why I heard March.
Okay, there you go. All right, let's go now to Claudia. I have made you a panelist, and we're gonna ask for this to happen so gracefully and effortlessly now. See, there you go.
Please. I see.
We see you, Claudia, and you've unmuted. Yes.
Yay.
Welcome.
Okay.
Hi, Claudia.
I'm going to turn off my phone and have both of them going. I hadn't done this before. So my question is,
Claudia, you're breaking up on us.
with all these energies, like the previous caller, I'm very sensitive to energy as well. And I have been diagnosed with severe scoliosis. My spine was fused when I was younger, and now the vertebrae below and above are crumbling. I'm almost at ND, and it's really a struggle to just keep going. And it might sound kind of morbid, but I'm really in the urge to just clear things. I don't want my children to have to
So Claudia, what's your
do
question?
a lot of work when I pass. And I don't look at death as bad, so I apologize to any of the callers if I might sound kind of morbid, but I'm just wondering, is I'm feeling an urgency to start clearing my home. Is it because I'm going to be checking out soon?
First of all, Claudia, I keep seeing you get some relief. Angels are going to give you some relief. And I heard you're not going anywhere. And a woman in heaven just said that.
I'm sorry, I had what just happened, some weird technology. Could you repeat? I didn't hear where you said.
Hey, Claudia, Claudia, give me a second. I'm going to mute you and I'm going to ask Debbie to answer because it's coming in very spotty. So Debbie, hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
For Claudia, there was a loved one, a female loved one in heaven saying, you're not going anywhere. It was like, the angels and her loved ones are saying they want her to stay. So she's not going anywhere. And I saw her get some relief from her pain. And I kept seeing I saw two things. I'm, of course, not a doctor, but I see sometimes little clues of what you could follow. And I saw fish oil. I saw her nervous system is extra compromised right now. And fish oil would help, and some kind of an anti-inflammatory of some kind. But I saw her get relief. I saw that she could actually feel better and that she was going to be here longer.
Ah, well, there you go. So the fish oil would be good for her.
Yeah, some kind of fish oil and anti-inflammatory. And I heard more natural. She responds better to natural. So she might be surprised at simple natural things.
My guidance for Claudia is the purging, the cleaning out. It can be, and I can feel the emotions of perhaps why it'd be easier just to check out now because so many things that are going on. But what are those things that would excite you about living? What are those things that you would say yes to? That if the angels came in and gave you another 3, 5, 10 years, that you would do those things and say those things that you wish you would have said and kept that alive. And really get into the compassion of why perhaps it hasn't happened. The compassion into the sadness of your illness and how your body has suffered, and seeing how you can use it as a tool to not only help yourself, but to also bring vitality and life to those that love you and that surround you. There's a lot for you to still do here. There's a lot, and it can seem hard during these times, but it feels to me, Debbie, as you spoke for Claudia, that they're not done with her yet, that she's got things to do and an opportunity to really lift up the perception of what's available to her.
Agree.
Yeah.
That's a great way to say it.
Yeah, amazing. All right, let's go to, I'm not giving up on live callers. We're doing this, and we got Q&A questions, but it's no. I'm not accepting this. We're gonna make this easy. We're gonna go now to David. David, I'm now made you a panelist, and we'll ask you to unmute yourself and start your video.
Hi, David.
Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Hey, Debbie and John, I've been diagnosed for the third time with ulcerative colitis flare-up, and I'm so confused by this because I try to eat healthy. Is there anything you can give me from my angels or elsewhere that could help me get on a path where I don't have this? This has happened in the last 6 months, and I'm in full force of it right now.
Okay, David, the angels say that the radiation is aggravating this, so you're extra sensitive to it. It's adding an extra layer of lowering your immune system. So I'm going to suggest some of the radiation protection or 5G protection. But also, is there a family member who has had this as well? Do you have a family member who has a similar issue or passed and had a similar issue?
I think my father may have had ulcers.
Okay, so
And yeah, I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but
the angels are going to clear, they're going to do a little healing on you right now, clearing out someone else's energy that's affecting, you're feeling their energy as well. It's not quite all your stuff. So is that okay with you?
yes, definitely.
All right, so Archangel Michael knows how to remove and restore David back to just David. Remove anything that's not his own that he might be holding on to. Please clear it. Take it to the light. Are you 100% gluten free?
I am now. Yes, I've completely taken it out of my life.
It's still in your system. So how long have you been off it?
For about 2 weeks because this just happened 2 weeks ago.
Okay, angels say it's got to get out of the system. It's still in the system, and that's still also aggravating it as well. They're saying be very strict, no gluten, not even in like sauces and stuff. So really check your ingredients. That is affecting or also causing an inflammatory response or inflammation. Um, but it's still, I feel it in the body. I still feel it inside, and it's not detoxed yet. It's still in there.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're so
Yeah.
welcome, David.
Thanks, David. Good luck with that. And you've got this. Yeah, you've got this.
Well, he'll be
Um,
okay.
God, Debbie, I picked up on that nervousness and anxiousness also.
Yeah.
And I got that it was both from him and that. Then when you spoke about a family member, it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. It's like, why this anxious? But then when you spoke about the gluten, I got that his body is responding in that anxiousness to it. So when you mentioned, it's like, that's it. Because I didn't feel David in yes, of course he's a little nervous, David, and I get that from you. But the gluten running through the body's kind of in chaos, trying to stabilize. And the second you said it, it's like it was spot on for me. It just lit up as truth. So that's amazing. It's great advice, David. I highly recommend that you take it to heart.
I love how psychic you are, John. It's like a sounding wall. It's so cool. It's just so cool.
Well, it's easy for me to feel truth. And Debbie, I just made you a participant. What is up with all of this right now? I'm going to make you a host again. Y'all, can y'all laugh with me today at this and be patient? Because I want to go through as many questions as we can. Let's find Debbie on the call. Debbie. You're a panelist again. I can't believe I did that. All right, as Debbie's coming back online, as a panelist, I'm going to read this question from Dina. Debbie, I'm so sorry. Debbie, will you unmute yourself also? Dina writes, hi, John and Debbie. My dad passed away a couple of weeks ago, and I was wondering if he has any messages for me. Thank you.
Okay, I get the coolest image of your dad. It's like he's flying, like he feels so, he's flying. It's the best way I can explain it. I feel like the wind on my face, my hair blowing back. That's how he feels. He feels like he can fly. And the feeling I get that you might see are like these flashes out of the side of your eye, like light. That's him. I can see him out of the side, like he's moving so fast. But it's as if he's flying. And free. He said, I'm free. He says, I feel free.
My heart's melting in that.
Yeah. I saw mountains, and I saw a bald eagle. I don't know if that means anything about a place he liked to go or a place he talked about, or I just saw two things that he showed me that he sees, or in his joy, he's seeing mountains, and he saw, like, he was up where the bald eagles are.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you like those birds, but he's with them. They're beautiful.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's go to another question from the audience. We go to Stacy. Stacy writes, "Hi, Debbie. It's been a year since I last spoke with you. My house sold last year. I'll be in my new home 1 year on August 23rd. My son and DIL, I'm assuming dad-in-law, daughter-in-law, are co-owners, if you remember back that far. It's been a major downsizing, and I'm still weeding through the last 21 years of stuff. I'm in a really good space, and life is so much better than it was, but I'm feeling so overwhelmed and so alone with no physical or emotional support. I start spiraling and wondering what I'm ever even doing here. What can I do to start feeling safe and experiencing some joy in my life?"
Well, I understand, and first of all, congratulations on the move.
Mm.
But I keep hearing music would help her. Music. Angels use music a lot for healing. Angels singing, angel harps. But any kind of music you resonate with would help you right now. I like the healing frequencies. I think they're really powerful. But I feel like music would help you feel like an energy that you're looking for. Some kind of a healing, whatever resonates with you. I felt like it would feel like someone's there. I don't know why I feel that for her. She won't feel as isolated if there's music going on. And there's a loved one in heaven who was really liked a certain music that is actually wanting her to play a certain music.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Debbie has some amazing music if you want to tune into that. You do. What I'm also getting, Debbie, for me, I've been suggesting music to a lot of people that I work with also. And it's the emotional tone, the feeling tone, but it's also for me now this aspect of embodying and how important it is that we get back in our body, to get back into the sensual movement and the intimacy within ourselves of the physicality, and in that there's a bridging that's happening, because so many of us have been so connected up here in different ways to our guides, to our angels, kind of checking out, and it felt really good. And the loneliness is, for me, it started coming, I started feeling disconnected, but not disconnected. It was weird. As I started grounding more, it felt like that communication was shifting. I was in my body more, and it's been the movement for me. Again, being out in nature, turning on music, exercising in different ways, yoga is just whatever. And that embodiment process has brought me back into an attunement that feels more powerful than it was before. So for me, it feels like if before my guides, my angels, my connection, they were up here and I was down here, it felt like this has been happening, and we're vibrationally from a very human and embodied state meeting that tone, that frequency of that benevolence that we were feeling outside of ourselves before in an equal plane. And it feels like we're co-creating in a much more congruent place with them than we were before.
Absolutely. I believe what we're going through right now in the world is actually a spiritual experience, a time to go inside and redo exactly what you just said, recalibrate our inside. So, because we need that clear, that internal navigation so we can move forward. We're not going to be able to rely on the news as much and what we read. We have to go inside. We have to strengthen that intuition. And being quiet is a way to do it.
Yeah, so wonderful. So again, great advice as always, Debbie. All right, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go to a live caller.
Go for it. Go.
We're doing this. So Amy, you're on the hot seat with the video and the microphone. Let's see how you do.
Hi,
And
Amy.
Amy's coming on now. Oh, we're waiting for her to unmute and turn on your video if you could. Debbie, this is so strange today.
Yeah.
It's so weird. But we shall persevere.
Yes.
All right, Amy. As you find your unmute button, I'm going to try to go to another caller. And so now let's go to Mandy.
Can you hear me?
We can. Hello.
I'm hearing.
Hi. Yes.
Amy, you're cutting off on us. I think you have two
Can you hear me
microphones
now?
on. Now we can hear you. Nope, it's not going to work, Amy. I'm sorry. I think you have two speakers on, maybe a phone and a computer, and it's providing feedback. So I'll try to come back to you. And so let me go now to, and let me see here. I'm going to put you back as an attendee. Yeah, it's still cutting off, Amy. I apologize. Let's go to Mandy now. And guys, I'm so sorry. This is supposed to work a lot more smoothly. But let's see here now as we go to Mandy.
Hi, Mandy. Hi, Mandy. I see a video. I can't hear. I don't hear her. Do you?
Mm-mm.
No audio.
No audio, Mandy. What is up with us today? All right, I guess it's great to see you, Mandy. If you want to type in your question, it'd be wonderful. Type it into the chat. And we'll see what comes up here. And let me go. Well, I'm going to keep you on video, Mandy. And yeah, type in the question. Deborah. Okay, so Deborah says, hi, feel like I am, let's see, I feel like I'm in a phase of being in a holding pattern or in limbo and trying to figure out what direction or focus to give my attention to. What advice do you have? And again, this is from Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. So angels often say, if we're feeling, if we don't have a direction, that we just stay put. When we don't have a way to go, we stay still. And I know that's a hard place to stay, but a lot of times I've done this. I'll push myself to decide something when I should have just stayed still and I'll create more chaos that way. So if you think back to the last time you had a really clear direction, it's going to come in the same way when it's time to do the next step. Wait for that clarity. Until then, it will set you back or make things more difficult if you force, well, I better decide. It's almost, end of summer, I better decide. Let go of that push to decide. Let the decision or answer come naturally and clear. Wait till it's clear. A lot of times angels will make it not clear what to do because it has to do with timing also. They'll give us the push when it's the right time.
Wonderful. So Debbie, we have a lot of people with questions coming in and we can't get people obviously on video and on calls. I don't know what the heck's going on there. I want to get into the special offer here so that y'all can connect directly with Debbie as well. And again, I just highly recommend the sessions. But the special offer, as always with Debbie, is just so beautifully energized. And I want to invite y'all to follow along as as Debbie describes what you're going to receive in this. So to get to the special offer, you can just scroll above this video. You'll find a special offer button. Click on that. April will type in the chat box the link for the special offer as well. You can click it on it from there. If you're having technical difficulties with any of that, type into your web browser beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Debbie22. It'll take you to that same special offer page. And Debbie, if you would describe to us what is included in this season's special offer with you. And they're always amazing.
Well, I always create MP3s that are exclusive. So there's a reading in the package, 45-minute call that's recorded if you'd like. And it feels sometimes like that's only 10 minutes. You'll just get all the information from any loved ones, any angels that want to talk to you. And then the MP3s I did for this offer, one is called, speaking of salt, a sound salt bath. So this one, you just play it. If you can't take a bath or you're not near the ocean, it does the same thing as a salt bath. It uses the 444 hertz frequency, and that is an ancient combination of notes that actually clear your energy field, clear EMFs, and relieve anxiety. It's such a power. It's 4 notes that are so powerful, but that combination, there's something special about it. I believe it was what David used to play on the harp to Saul. This is from the Old Testament, if you're familiar with that. It's not in a religious way, but it was actually like intuitively given to him that it would calm and soothe Saul. So it actually soothes the soul and removes any anxiety and also clears EMF. So it's like the same feeling as walking by the ocean just by listening to it. And then the other MP3 is a clearing, a white light clearing with Archangel Michael. And this is a guided meditation to clear your energy. You can do it as much as you want. If you don't feel like yourself, it will put you back feeling like yourself. It's awesome.
Bring you back in the center. So you get the 2 MP3s, which are powerful, and they include, it's you in the crystal bowls. You're playing the bowls, right?
Crystal bowls, yes.
Yeah, it's Debbie's energy in it. It's again, there's so much love and purity. Again, I take it to a place of non-judgment, a place of a consciousness that's accepting and sees the higher vibration, the love, if you will, that's available. And so to go on those journeys with Debbie is fantastic. And as you're waiting for your session to get into that resonance, if you have questions, even maybe the clarity of the questions will start coming to you. So maybe the next rounds of questions that for your sessions with Debbie takes on a whole nother level of conversation or a whole nother level of connection. So it's pretty incredible what happens during the sessions. And again, I highly recommend it. And 45 minutes with Debbie goes by super fast, but at the same time, so much gets shared. And that gets recorded as well. Is that right, Debbie?
Yeah.
The sessions?
If you'd like. Yeah, it's an option and it's free. And I recommend it.
Yeah. So wonderful. So y'all, again, the special offers right there. It's $137 for the reading plus the MP3 recordings. There's a 2 payment option, and there's a reason why Debbie keeps coming back on Beyond the Ordinary show and why we keep inviting her. There's such resonance and just so much to be gained from working with her. So again, I highly recommend it. And again, to get on the offer, and Mandy, we're going to be with you in just a second. We've got your microphone on.
Sorry.
That's okay. To get Debbie's special offer, again, click on the special offer button just right above the video. You can click on the link in the chat box that April typed in, or you can go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Debbie22. And Mandy, I'm going to ask you to turn on your video now.
Okay.
And you're going to have to share with me, how did you get your audio to work?
So when you try to connect from your iPhone, it actually disconnects your audio completely. I don't know if that's a Mac issue or, so I had to completely disconnect my audio and then reconnect it.
Okay,
but,
good to know.
Hi, oh my goodness, it's working.
Mandy,
Hi,
yes,
Mandy.
thanks for persevering.
I love you both so much. And anyone that has never worked with Debbie, she's 100% worth it. And anyway, you can just feel her energy to begin with. She's great.
So awesome. Well, I'm glad you persevered, and thank you for sharing. What's your question? Yeah. And I like your fingernail polish, by the way.
I needed something sunny. Okay, actually a doctor in New York City right now, and it's been, I'm feeling energetically ready to leave New York, and I'm just kind of ready to just unplug from, just ready for peace and to move somewhere. Do the angels have anything to say, and hopefully my boyfriend can come with me, on like how much longer I'm supposed to be in New York, or is this where I'm supposed to be? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing wait 6 months. I know that sounds
Okay.
but don't decide yet. I feel like similar to what the other woman asked, it's not time to decide. That's probably why you don't know what to do yet. You don't have the clear direction, but you're going to get one. And I heard 6 months. It's way clearer what to do, where to go.
Okay.
I heard this.
Oh, what? Go ahead, John. What'd you hear?
No, I just want to, it's like, no, it's like, take a break. Take a break, get out for a little bit, like allow that to come in.
Oh.
And so take a break, and a break can be 6 days, 6 weeks, but don't decide on the move just yet. Is what I kept hearing. It's like, no, don't move yet. Don't pull the trigger too fast, but take a break. You were going to say, Debbie, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it goes right with it. It's perfect. It's like, don't push it. Don't push the decision. It's not the right time yet, but you'll have some clarity. You will. Maximum 6 months, maybe sooner.
Okay, and it's outside of New York?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I saw, and I don't know if this is where you're moving or where the angels are telling you just to take a break, which John said. I saw north, upstate New York. Does that feel right? Have you thought about going up there or getting away, even just for a few days, or just?
I've been going up there anytime I get a day off. I've been just far and just going upstate. Yeah.
Your spirit wants to be there. It needs, so just keep doing that, and you'll get more clarity. Keep doing that.
Okay. Thank you. So much love for you both.
You too. I'm not done with you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm not done. Debbie, I get this. What I'm hearing is that she's being of service. It's not time for her. That what you're gifting where you are, you're helping more people than what you know. And that you're like fulfilling something that you came here to do, and it's so strong, and that you're tired and it's not time yet. But do take your breaks. Do take your time off. I'm getting the chills as I'm sharing that. But what are you getting around that, Debbie?
Well, that's part of why she's there. She's not there on accident. Mandy, there's a reason you're there. There's a reason you're not guided to leave yet. And that's true for, the angels put you there for a reason. They would get you out or guide you to directly where to go if it was time to go. So you are there for a reason.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for what you're doing, Mandy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, so wonderful.
Peace and love. Thank you.
Yeah, to you too. Oh my gosh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's go now to, all right, I feel like we're on a roll of our video people now. We've got one in a row. Hey, we're going to go to Diana in Australia. I'm just going to go for broke.
Okay.
Diana, I've made you a panelist, and I'll ask you to unmute yourself. And we'll wait for her to come on here. I think I made her a panelist.
Diana.
All right, and she'll be coming on. While Diana's coming on, oh, there we go. So Diana, go ahead and unmute and start your video.
Okay. Wow.
Welcome.
Hi. Wow. Hi. This is so exciting. My gosh. Wow. Thank you both. I'm not sure. I have a few questions, and I don't want to be greedy, so I'm just trying to work out which is the most important one. At the moment, I think angels or whatever are around me supporting me, because I don't feel very supported, but I believe they're there, but I'm just not connecting. So I need help with that, or some confirmation from them would be excellent. Can you help?
Diana, is there one of your human angel? Heard grandma that looks like you. Do you resemble one of your grandmothers or favor a grandmother? It says grandmother.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I only ever knew my grandmother for a very brief time, and that was, 50 years ago. My mum has been dead for 15 years, and I look like her. That's all I can say about that. Mm.
It's the grandmother or that side of the family you resemble more. She's one of your angels. She's with you. She's telling you she's been there. She's been there the whole time.
That's wonderful. I went ahead and muted her, Debbie, because the sound was just really tough to hear. And so what other messages coming through for her that we can leave for her, Debbie?
Well, I felt like she was getting comfort from this grandmother, like telling her, I've been here the whole time. And she's getting intuitive guidance from her. Like some of the things, like she's like, well, I should call so-and-so, or I should go here. It's coming from that grandmother. A guardian angel, loved one, will give us intuitive guidance. Take a right, don't take a left today. Those kind of things. She's being guided right now by this grandmother, like a guardian angel.
Debbie, it seems so common on the call today. And forget about the drop calls and the disconnection and all that. I think for me, if I really tap into that, y'all, this points to something bigger, and we can call it technology and all that. But I think it's muffled here because I also want to, and yes, do the package with Debbie, get the readings, get into a vibrational congruence of what's available, because a lot of the calls are being cut off where you guys already have the answer, but there's a lot of doubts. And I feel like we're being asked to slow down because the world around us seems to be speeding up, but it really isn't. The news is wanting us to speed it up. All these forces, and I started this call with, there's like these forces that kind of want to, I'll call hijack our light or our energy for whatever else. It's like, wait, slow down. Don't listen to the static. When you're going to ask your question, tune into your heart rather than to the static, and let's let that lead. Let's let that lead and ask your question from that place, because even she had 4 different questions, and even the responses as she was explaining to you what was coming through, it felt like she was leaving herself. So as you bring us back to that and bring us back into the guidance that's always there with us, I feel like the intelligent question rather than the erratic, nervous one that feels in doubt or in chaos can come through, and we can remember to trust that connection, that guidance that's always there for us. And so this is what I'm taking away from everything that seems to be happening on the call today, Debbie. And again, you've been so patient and graceful in all of this. And for me, again, I want to point to y'all where, Debbie, you're such a beautiful proxy for our guides because you haven't wavered. You're sitting there, you're waiting, you're patient, you're graceful, ready to respond as we get past this. And y'all have been amazing also, staying on the call and going through the different technology and being willing to be in that communication. So take that to heart. Take that to heart as we continue here. But I just feel so strongly that this is something that's building up and it's pointing towards something for us here on the call today. Debbie, I want to go to another live caller now.
Go for it.
I'm going to go to who? I'm going to go to Diana. So Diane Valencia. You are officially a panelist.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Hi. Sorry, is my hair okay?
Your hair's awesome.
How are you, Debbie?
Hi, sweetie.
And John?
Hello.
Thank you for taking my call. So one thing that I've been experiencing is, so I have gifts, mediumship gifts, and psychokinesis as well. But sometimes I feel like it only comes and goes. I feel like there's a block, and I'm not sure what this block is about. How do I explain it? It's almost as like sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't, and I'm not sure why that's happening.
It's a muscle. It's a muscle you have to build. Like just like lifting a 2-pound, then you go up to the 5-pound. The angels are trying. They're telling me you're in the right frequency to get information. You're just still figuring out how it's coming in.
Right.
I also,
Right.
do you hear? Because they're telling me you have clairaudience. Have you heard?
Yes, and that sometimes goes in and out as well. Yes.
Okay, so the energy of the other side is always coming in and out and in and out. They come to give us information, then they go back and get more energy, then they give us information, then they go back and get more energy. So it's almost like you're feeling the flow.
Right.
So
Right.
there always is a pause between.
Yes. Yes.
That's normal.
Okay.
And then when you figure that out, then you'll realize like how it's working for you and your gifts. But clairaudience is in the mix.
Okay. Okay. So just, I guess, just go with the flow and just, I guess their pause is on their side instead of my side.
Well, both. So the more you connect it, but there is a pause there. And
Right.
the more you connect it, the quicker you'll figure out their pause and you're putting it together. But you are going to build the muscle that makes it make more sense to you. The way the angels talk to everyone is unique. You have a unique way you're receiving information. So it's almost like they have to teach you.
Yeah.
I could kind of guide you, but really, you have to work with them yourself and build the muscle.
Okay. Okay. So this is all about figuring it out.
How are they talking to you? And look for patterns.
Okay. Okay. I'll be
It's you,
more aware.
it's you learning how to have relationships. So think of starting a new relationship and kind of texting each other, then calling. How often are we going to see each other? Oh, we're going to move in together. I'm going to have a key to the house. Maybe, you know, and kind of going through the motions, right?
Right.
And play with it. Like have fun with it. And it's in that play.
Oh. Okay. That's a really great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I get it now. Thank you for that. Thank you, John, and thank you, Debbie. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Got it, sweetie. Thank you.
Debbie, I know you said you could work with her, but you wouldn't. But are there any exercises that you might be able to suggest to kind of help get into different rhythms?
Well, the first thing is to kind of narrow down where your strengths are, which she's narrowed them down. And I also heard another strength she has. So you start working with the ones you understand that are actually clear. Instead of trying to see something when the angels are giving you sensory stuff, focus on what you're getting that's actually you're receiving instead of trying to get something you don't have. That's to me rule number one. Because they may not talk to you that way. That may not just be your way. So if you know your way, then you start paying attention to each time it comes in, how does it come in those waves? And look for a pattern. Always look for a pattern. That's what I do, you know. And you start to see, oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, that's an angel. Oh, that feels like this. and you start to understand what's going on. And also in your intuition, go with your first thought, not the second or third or fourth thought.
Okay.
The one like,
Oh.
why did I see a stop sign? And then later on, I didn't see a stop sign. I thought I made that up. That was me making it up. You're not making it up.
I love that. I love that.
Perfect. Yes, I like that. Yes, yes, yes. Thank
Now,
you so much.
this is huge for all of us because I've gone through those experiences also, Debbie. And for me, I had to get into, and I landed into, and it just freed myself. It had to be okay for me to be wrong most of the time. I gave it's like, I'm just going to play with it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And so what? Because my intention of it isn't to manipulate or to be something for someone. It was just to be in communication with it. So if I received something and it didn't turn out to be accurate, then, but what happened after a certain amount of time, the confirmations kept coming in, or I'd tell someone something, and even if they didn't receive it in the moment, 3, 4 days, 2 weeks later, it's like, oh my God, what you told me was so right. And I just didn't know how to receive it. But this is, I welled up and I cried and I needed to hear that message and all these other things. So when we start communicating in this way, don't hold on to an outcome. Just allow it to flow with you and play with it. Play. And Diane,
Yeah.
I get that you also communicate with animals. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's something you may want to play with.
Yes, I do communicate with animals. A deer just approached me like, was it 3 days ago? And oh my God, it was the most beautiful thing. And I had a dream before. I had a dream that night before, and then he came to me the next day. It was amazing. It was really amazing. You're right on. Yeah. I love it.
You know, John, when you, I love what you said about just when it comes in later, it might make more sense. I want to add on the tail of that, that a lot of times when you're getting information for yourself, it's different. It comes in maybe slightly different than when you're reading for someone.
Yeah.
So it's different. Like you might relay something to them that it's like, well, that's just what I got. And it might come in different for you in your language. You're giving the message in their language. So you might not understand what you're giving them. Or in angel language.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something to play with. You're getting a 101 course over here. Diane, thank you so much. And yeah,
thank you.
Have fun.
Blessings to you both. Thank you
Blessings
so much.
to you.
All right.
So awesome. Oh my God, such great questions. Debbie, I love your work. You've been doing this for a little while, huh?
Long time.
Well, please, long time, whatever. You look so young. That's a whole different thing. All right, I've got a question that came in. Oh, from Elise. I wanted to get to this. Elise, thank you so much for writing in. Elise writes, hello, I'm newly awakening and seeking insight on relationship and career. I'm feeling overwhelmed and ready to leave both, LOL. Any message available for guidance? Blessings to you both.
Okay, I saw red while you were reading her question. Red showed me the root chakra. It has to ground. Angels want her to ground first before making a flight. Like her first instinct is to take off, but they're telling me if she grounds, it's better for her right now, which is again nature, salt bath, and she'll get clarity of what to do. But part of her needs to ground before making those kind of decisions. I also feel like she doesn't feel grounded in the relationship, and that there's a certain energy when you're in a relationship. So angels always say everything's energy. Energy is the reason for anything. Vibration. You attract someone for your vibration, and there's always a reason. But if someone doesn't feel safe in a relationship, they won't feel grounded. And then the energy starts to get like, I sense a lack of grounding in the relationship.
Is that telling her one way or the other what to do with the relationship, or is it asking for a different perspective about the relationship?
That she'd have to ground first to know what she needs, the clarity in the relationship. There's some clarity that by grounding just herself, she'll get clarity with what to do with the relationship. That just
Interesting.
running isn't going to be good. Her soul is wanting that, wanting out, but angels are saying she needs peace before she goes.
I think that's great advice, Debbie, because my experience is that as I have held a particular type of parasympathetic response in different relationships, that if I did choose to run and not really go deeper, or if I choose to step away because it felt like it relieved something and it felt like I was finally able to escape the situation, that it would be repeated in another relationship. And sometimes it's about going deeper rather than seeking that would provide the quick relief, and then being aware of the difference between the two. And even just aware of the difference, that can bring clarity, and just that grounding alone can be tremendous. But again, our parasympathetic nervous system, it wants to either fight or flight, right? And that's being triggered a lot lately because of the environment in which we're in. So being aware of that's also really important.
You know, something I've been using, the angels showed me this in a call, and I started using it with different people. And I just say, you know, when you end a meditation, you kind of wiggle your fingers and you come back from the meditation. Well, their angels are like, bring yourself back in your body. Bring me back in my body. And then make a decision.
Oh, I like that.
Come
I
back
like
in.
that.
Get out of the meditation or the flying, parasympathetic. Come back in.
Yeah. Here's a great exercise for y'all who can see me on video. Whenever you're in anxiety, whenever you're in flight or flight response, tap your fingers, get your middle finger and your thumb and tap one after the other. And do that for 5 minutes. Or as you're talking through a process, as you feel yourself out of body, just do this for 5 minutes and it keeps you grounded. It keeps you, it's like, oh, hold on a second. Now I have my full faculties, that connection available, but you're in your body, and it's huge. It's huge. This is, I should charge a lot for this, but someone gifted it to me, so I won't.
Combine them, do this and say, bring me back in.
Bring me back in, yeah.
It feels good.
It feels amazing. It's like, it's got this soothing response, but that's you getting back to you. It's you getting back to you. It's huge. It's huge. I highly, highly recommend it. Iyana says she just purchased her first session with you and she's really excited. So that's amazing. Y'all, Debbie's special offer, again, 45 minutes to 2 MP3s. Take advantage of it. Click on the special offer button right above this video. Go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Debbie22. It'll take you to that same page. Or I know April is on and she's about to type into the chat box the link for the special offer as well. So there's 3 ways of accessing it. Again, it's $137, 2 payment options, and you get to work with Debbie and then be in relationship and be with your angels and your guides or past loved ones. And my grandmother, fathers, uncles have shown up in different readings with Debbie, and it's always amazing the cast of characters that can come through. So it's fun. It's fun. Debbie, I'm risking another live caller. I'm going to do it.
Let's do it.
We're going in. And let's go to Michael. Michael, I'm crossing my fingers. You're officially a panelist now, and you'll pop up here in a second. And if you can unmute yourself and turn on your video, that'd be awesome.
Hello.
Hello, Michael. All right, brother, you're here. Yes.
I was hoping this was going to work.
Oh, not more than me. Trust me.
I was like thinking, man, this must be me. I'm the reason this is all happening, but you know, of course not.
No.
I I just wrote like a general question because I wasn't sure if I was going to get on video of like what message do my guides have for me. But now that I'm here, I think more specifically I'm ending a marriage, and I just really want to get out of this house, and I want to move on with my life. And I was just wondering, like, what do my guides have? Do they have a message for me regarding moving? And I hope it's not 6 months from now.
Well, hi, Michael. I saw,
Hi.
this mortgage. I saw the long mortgage document when you started talking. I kept seeing this long document, which could mean a sale or another purchase of a home. But it was in your energy right now. It would be like, it feels like to go ahead and get your other place now. It doesn't feel like down the road. It feels now.
Okay, so I don't believe that I'm in a position to be getting a mortgage right now. So does that mean like start looking for a house to rent? Because
Yes.
okay.
I
All
also
right.
saw a stream or a river. I saw like fresh water, a stream or river in the location.
All right. So could I just get more specific? Is there going to be somebody that comes into my life that is going to offer me? Because I have an idea that I'd like to live in a sort of a community type house setting or something, but I want to be around people that are high vibe like me, and I just want to be going forward with my life. Like, what signs should I be looking for? Because right now in Vancouver, British Columbia, it is so expensive, and I just kind of need some help.
I see a girl helping you, or maybe she lives there as well and tells you about it. I saw curls, dark hair and curls.
And curls?
Yeah, or waves, not straight hair. She was
Okay.
going to have a clue or information, but I feel like it's look now, start looking now, put the word out now.
Okay.
Find something. They're saying by October you find something. Start now.
Okay.
By October you find something.
That's beautiful. That's what I was
Awesome.
hoping for.
Hey, Michael, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
And we don't have to process this on this call, and I know Debbie will chime in because she's awesome. But have you processed your grief yet?
Oh no, I don't think
No.
so. Like, I'm going through a lot of childhood healing right now because I know
Don't get into the childhood healing. Go into the moment. Don't worry about the past. The past will show up as a guide to heal, but allow yourself to go into the present pain, and all those parts of you will show up. Don't make it a logical process, or I have to do this shamanic, have to do this other thing for you right now. Is be in the present.
Okay.
Be in the presence of the sadness. Like, allow yourself to just shut yourself down in the room and curl up in a ball and fucking cry and just let it out and let that just run through you. It's the best gift you can give yourself. And if you do that, it's going to provide this flow, this river of what is available to you as well. And I think that's part of what's waiting for you.
Thank you
on
so
the
much.
other side of it. All right.
I feel like it's welling up already. You just mentioning that. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Debbie, any final words on that?
I want to say angels, they gave me the number 7. You're on the right track.
Yeah.
You're on the right track, Michael. Angels showed me a 7.
Yeah, that's my number right now.
They said
right now it is, yeah.
It means you made the right decision. They're confirming like that they gave you the decision. You're listening to your angels, even though it's hard. It's right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, Michael, in the chat box, there's T that says, Debbie might be seeing me. I have a possibility for Michael. I will see if I can connect with him on Facebook. type in your Facebook or your full name in the chat here. Maybe T can find that and you guys can communicate. T, if you can share
My email address.
whatever you want to do. Awesome. Type it into the chat box. T, it's there for you. And if you guys can connect, awesome. And dude, blessings to you. It's open your heart. It's there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Bye.
Oh my God. Debbie, as we wrap up today's call, are there any final messages that, and of course it's never final, but are there any current messages that the angels want to finalize with tonight?
Oh yeah. First of all, that last call was beautiful, and I love what you said, John. You know, we are emotional beings. You know, we do have to process. We have to process emotions. A lot of times, the emotions navigate us, but I find if you process it, which you advised him, then you have clear navigation. So he's going to be even clearer by processing that. So yeah, that was awesome. And I want to share. I have a little thing about from the angels too about all this technology and stuff that's being created, and you know, we all are given these superpowers. We each one of us has a special gift from the angels. Each one of us is unique. We have a special gift, and if we use our superpowers for good things, it can create so many good things, like a trickle effect in the world. So I'm just gonna say, I encourage all of us to use your superpower and ask the angels, help me use it in the highest vibration, the highest way. And I believe that consciousness can override any of this technology craziness we're going on. And you even did that in the call, John. You're like, listen, pull our energy, get quiet. And the call got better. The technology started behaving.
Well, I'm smiling huge because it's, oh my God. Whoever's still on the line, I'm so glad you stayed, because this is, if you haven't heard anything in today's call and you've heard what Debbie just said, this is so spot on. And this is the power that's rising in us, and that's rising up in us, Debbie. So today I'm getting ready to travel to Los Angeles. I spoke to Debbie about this, and there's some work projects that I'm doing, some opportunities, and we're building a new website. We're taking new pictures. There's all these things that are happening. And as I was driving around, I kept hearing, okay, this is wonderful, but this isn't just about me and my ego and my little kid and all this wants to, and I'm receiving it, and it's a lot of fun for me. But really, what's my intention in this? What's my intention in this? And it doesn't come from I have to serve or this other thing, but how can I amplify what I'm feeling and the excitement and the potential within me, and allow that to ripple out in a bigger way that goes beyond me? And how can I imprint that in everything that I do? The next check that I write, the next online payment that I send, the next time I connect on a live video call, how can I amplify that intention that lights me up and lights up everything else around me with that awareness? And so what you just said, Debbie, I think that's how we are creating in this new world. I don't think I know. And we're being called to that maturity of comprehension of the effects that we have based on the decisions that we make with our emotions, based on if we are literally choosing to stay in the childlike state when we know that we're capable of more. And then how do we progress that? How do we merge and marry and say, okay, we're now the mother and the father of that child that felt lost. And we now know where to seek. If we don't necessarily know, we can connect with our guides and connect with people like Debbie. We can connect to other people who carry this vibration that we're being guided to emulate. And from that, the world around us changes. Our life changes. It's amazing. So, Debbie, Amazing. Amazing what you brought in. Thank you. It was such confirmation for what I was feeling earlier.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sean.
Huge. It's, again, Debbie's special offer. Y'all tap in. It's just, God, you just lit that up for me. Y'all, the special offer of Debbie, take advantage of it. You know how to find it. We'll run the replay of today's call. Imperfections and all, it's going to be shared on there. But it was perfect. It was perfect. So we'll send the replay link out a little bit later. You can always access replays by going to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay. And the great news on the replays, you can listen or watch the video. So you can choose either or. So if you want to be mobile with it and get into the vibration as you're walking, driving, or whatever, it'll be there for you. So again, take advantage of that as well. Debbie, thank you as always. You're amazing. Such a gift. Always fun playing with you.
This was awesome. And I love this. I love this.
Good.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. I love you guys.
Oh.
Bye, everybody. Good night.